Imagine this. You come home after a long day, open your own garage, and suddenly your neighbor is screaming that you're stealing a car you legally own. Within minutes, flashing police lights fill your driveway, and the whole truth turns the neighborhood upside down. This isn't just a misunderstanding. It's the story of how an HOA Karen's lies backfired spectacularly. It was a warm Saturday afternoon in a gated suburban neighborhood, the kind of place where lawns were perfectly trimmed, mailboxes matched, and the HOA rules were stricter than the law itself. Derrick, a hard-working man in his late 30s, had just pulled into his driveway. He had saved for years, working double shifts, until finally he purchased something he had always dreamed of, a sleek, black luxury car. As he pressed the remote and his garage door slowly creaked upward, Derrick felt nothing but pride. But across the street, behind a pair of twitching curtains, Karen was watching. Karen, the self-appointed queen of the HOA, had been in a foul mood for weeks. She had just lost a bidding war for the very same model of car Derrick now proudly owned. To her, it wasn't a coincidence. It was personal. She stormed out of her house, clipboard in one hand, phone in the other, and marched straight toward Derrick's driveway. "Excuse me," she barked. "Where do you think you're going with that car? That's not yours." Derrick froze, keys still in his hand. "Ma'am, this is my car. I just bought it." But Karen wouldn't listen, her face twisted with outrage. "Don't lie to me. I was just at the dealership. That's my car. You stole it." Before Derrick could say another word, Karen was already dialing 911. Her voice shrieked into the phone loud enough for half the block to hear. "Yes, this is an emergency. I caught someone stealing my car. He's in my neighbor's garage right now. Hurry before he drives away." Derrick's jaw dropped. "Are you serious right now?" he muttered. Neighbors began to gather. Curtains moved. Phones started recording. Derrick felt his heart sink as the distant sound of sirens grew closer. Police arrival. Within minutes, 2 squad cars screeched to a halt in front of Derrick's home. Officers stepped out, hands resting cautiously on their holsters. "Sir, step away from the vehicle," one officer commanded. Derrick raised his hands, car keys dangling from his fingers. "Officers, this is my car. I have the registration, the title, everything inside the house." Karen, practically foaming at the mouth, pointed at him dramatically. "Don't believe him. He stole it from me. That's the car I just ordered from the dealership." The officers kept their composure. They asked Derrick for his license and registration. Calmly, Derrick handed them over. Karen folded her arms smugly. "See, he won't have proof. He's lying." But when the officer crouched down to check the VN number on the dashboard against Derrick's paperwork, his eyebrows shot up. "The documents match," the officer said firmly. "This car belongs to Mr. Derrick Thompson." The crowd gasped. Karen's jaw dropped. "What? No, that's impossible." Instead of backing down, Karen doubled down. No, the dealership must have made a mistake. That car was meant for me. He must have tricked them into selling it to him." Derrick shook his head in disbelief. "Lady, I paid for this car. Fair and square, stop embarrassing yourself." But Karen wasn't done. She turned to the officers again. "You don't understand. He doesn't belong here. Look at him. He doesn't live in this kind of neighborhood. He's lying about everything." The crowd gasped again. Phones recorded every word. As if things weren't bad enough, Karen whipped out her HOA clipboard. "Well, even if the car is technically his, it violates HOA rules. No flashy cars in the neighborhood. I demand you tow it." The officers exchanged glances. "Ma'am, this is not a police matter. HOA rules don't override property ownership." But Karen was relentless. She dialed another number, this time the HOA president. Within minutes, a few HOA board members appeared, looking embarrassed as Karen ranted. "He's making the whole neighborhood look bad with that car," she yelled. But the HOA president sighed. "Karen, enough. He followed all procedures. He registered the car with us. You're out of line." Just when the situation seemed like it couldn't escalate further, a black SUV pulled up. Out stepped the dealership manager, who had been called by Karen earlier in her fury. "Karen, what is going on here?" the manager asked. Karen ran to him like a child. "Tell them. That car was supposed to be mine?" The manager frowned. "Karen, you lost the bid fair and square. Derrick made the payment first. You were late." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Derrick folded his arms, finally vindicated. Police officers turned to Karen. "Ma'am, filing a false police report is a serious offense. You wasted emergency resources and put your neighbor at risk." Karen's face went pale. She stammered, I didn't mean..." But it was too late. One officer handed Derrick his paperwork back with a nod of respect. "Sorry for the trouble. Sir, you're free to go about your day." The next week, Karen's world crumbled. The HOA board held an emergency meeting after multiple neighbors submitted recordings of the incident. She was fined heavily for harassment and stripped of her HOA privileges. Worse, Derrick filed a defamation complaint. The false police report became part of a case against her. The neighborhood, once ruled by Karen's intimidation, now whispered about her downfall. Derrick, though shaken, held his head high. The car wasn't just a vehicle anymore. It was a symbol of resilience, proof that lies and prejudice could not strip him of what he earned. And as for Karen, she learned the hard way that envy, hate, and entitlement don't just ruin reputations, they destroy power. This story is more than just about a car. It's about standing tall when others try to tear you down. It's about truth winning over lies and dignity rising above hate. So tell me, if you were in Derrick's shoes, would you have stayed calm or would you have snapped back at Karen? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe for more unbelievable stories where justice always finds its way home.